this is Shreya, and I'm going to be the Toastmaster of the day. And as Toastmaster Ashish has rightly pointed out, today's theme is atomic habits. And we will talk about how to build good habits and how to break bad habits. So I'm sure all of you must be aware, atomic habits is a concept which was beautifully highlighted by the author James Clear, who has talked about this concept in detail in his book by the same name, Atomic Habits. Now, James Clear, during his early years, he faced some health issues. And because of those health issues, he was unable to do some tasks which he always wanted to do. And as a result of that, he felt hopeless in life. To overcome those barriers which were withholding him back, he discovered the concept of atomic habits. And as he applied the principles of atomic habits, he was able to perform those tasks diligently. And that's when he got the brainwave of sharing this concept of atomic habits with the whole world. So I hope we all will also feel inspired to do something about like to apply the concepts of atomic habits to our daily lives and to build good habits and to break bad habits. So the book talks about four broad concepts which we'll be discussing in our meeting today. And the first concept is about the 1% rule. So the 1% rule was a concept which was highlighted by Toastmaster Sudhir a few weeks back in one of the Toastmaster meetings. And I will be just reiterating the same concept again. So the 1% rule talks about making 1% improvement or 1% change every day consistently for a year. And by the end of a year, you will be 37 times better at that thing that you started with. As opposed to if you become 1% worse at something every day for 1 year, you will go down to zero. So it's simple maths. It works on the principle of compound effect, right? If you compound something regularly, at even a tiny trivial amount regularly for over a long period of time, you will see remarkable changes and remarkable results. But at the same time, if you compound a bad habit for a long period of time, no matter how small it is, you will go down to zero. Similarly, James Clear talks about motivation. We all look for motivation around us. We feel only if we feel motivated will we get down to doing the task. But James Clear says that motivation is overrated. Nobody's going to come and save you. Nobody's going to come and motivate you. Motivation is a myth. You have to be consistent with the task. Even if you don't feel like doing a task, you just have to get down to doing the task. And over time, if you repeat a small action consistently for a long period of time, you will notice changes and it will get ingrained in your brain and you will be able to perform that habit automatically. We all expect change to be linear. Let's say I want to lose weight. So I will set this tall goal of losing 5 kgs in a month and I will start working out. I will make the dietary changes that are important for me to lose weight. But after 5 days, my motivation will go down and I would not feel like, following through the healthy diet and the workout. But that's a wrong approach. Even if my motivation is falling down, I need to be consistent with the habit of eating right and the habit of going out and working out. These habits will actually help me in the long run will help me become like the habit will get ingrained in my brain and it will become automatic for me. So James Clear just talks about being consistent and following that habit regularly over a long period of time. You have to be patient with the results. The outcomes will be delayed. So patience and consistency is the key to achieving any goal that you want in life. And when we talk about atomic habits, it's not about saying that setting tall targets. It's about setting very small targets and achieving those small targets daily on a regular basis rather than setting tall targets. Let's say I want to lose weight, so I start incorporating push-ups in my regime. And in that everyday schedule, I cannot go about doing 50 push-ups. I have to be reasonable about my approach. I have to maybe set a smaller target of, say, performing 5 push-ups, but I have to be regular and I have to be consistent with performing 5 push-ups every day. So over time, if I do 5 push-ups every day for 3 months, I will notice some reduction in my weight and I will be able to become healthier and more fit compared to what I was initially. So it's all about being consistent and being patient and not relying heavily on motivation alone. This, I would like to now introduce the general. Now let's talk about the second concept of the book, and that is screw goals and set systems. We all have goals in mind. We all want to achieve so much more than what we already have achieved. But James Clear says that winners and losers both have the same goals. We all want to lose weight. We all want to ace that exam. We all want to earn more money. We all want to travel the world. But what is the difference between a winner and a loser? A winner is a person who actually achieves the goal, and a loser does not achieve the goal. But both of them have the same goals. So, what is the differentiating factor? It's very simple. I'll give you an example. Say, I want to lose weight. I know I'm repeatedly talking about this example, but please hear me out. I think this is something that will resonate with umpty number of us because we all want to get healthier and fit at the end of day. So let's say I want to lose weight, and there is a person X who also wants to lose weight. We both have the same goal. We both want to lose weight. But I just sit down and I obsess over the goal without doing anything to achieve that goal. I just say in my head, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight. I tell everybody, but I don't take any actionable steps to losing weight. On the other hand, person X also has that same goal in mind, but the person X actually starts doing some tiny changes. For instance, she starts eating healthier, she starts working out regularly, and she doesn't obsess over the goal. It's there at the back of her head, but she doesn't obsess over it. Over a period of time, person X is more likely to achieve the goal, or she'll be closer to achieving the goal rather than me, who just sat here and obsessed over the goal without taking any actionable steps. So the key is to take some actionable steps to actually make those tiny changes and be consistent with it for a long period of time. We have to be patient with the results. Our body takes some time to get acclimatized to the new cue that we are getting. And we have to give ourselves that time to make our body attuned to the new change. Then talking about the third concept is about identity change. So I think in psychology, there is this Venn diagram. I don't know if it's a Venn diagram, but there are like 3 circles. And those 3 circles correspond to outcome being the outermost circle, followed by processes and identity. So usually we all have this outcome to identity approach. We think about a goal. Let's say I want to ace an exam. That is my outcome. So the process would be to study harder, and the identity would be, therefore, I'm a good student, right? But James Clear says that we have to reverse this process and go from an identity to outcomes-based approach. For that, it would be, I am a good student. That is my identity. Process would be to study harder. And the outcome would be, as a result of my identity and the right process, I'm able to ace that exam. So this is what James Clear says. He says that identity change is the North Star of habit change. You have to your identity has to be right, and then you will automatically do those other things that will enable you to maintain your identity. And as a result of the identity and the process, you will be able to achieve the outcome that you've always wanted to achieve. Then there is a very famous habit loop that James Clear talks about, which is cue, craving, response, and reward. So this is a very famous feedback loop that has been highlighted in various texts and psychological journals. This is how our habits work. I'll give you an example. Say you're getting bored, and the cue would be a notification of a text that you've got on your phone. That is your cue. Your craving would be the urge to go and check who has texted you. The response would be to go online and to reply to that message. And a reward would be you immediately feel distracted and you don't feel so bored anymore. So these four things, cue, craving, response, and reward, form the mechanism of any habit. And in order to break bad habits and build good habits, you have to hack this mechanism. As in, if you say if you want to lose weight, your cue has to be to keep your gym clothes near you so that when you see the gym clothes, your craving would be to go to the gym. Your response would be to, wear the gym clothes and go to the gym. And as a result, you will be closer to achieving your goal of losing the weight. That would be your reward. So if you have to build good habits, you have to hack this cue, craving, response, reward mechanism, and only then can you achieve the goal that you always wanted to achieve.